What's up, guys? It's your boy Game here, back with another one, and we are here talking about Need for Speed Rivals. That's right, Need for Speed Rivals. And now, how do I say this? It's a solid Need for Speed, to be honest. I feel like there is some things that could have definitely been worked on. One problem that I definitely do have, and to be honest, is that, like, how do I say it? You know how people call Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 a cheap burnout copy? One of the things I really kind of hate. If that game's a burnout copy, then this would basically be a Hot Pursuit copy. Which is like, to be honest, it definitely is true. It's basically Hot Pursuit with a different title. Even some of the events are basically the same. And, like, how do I say it? It just has more story aspects. Think of it like that. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010 with better story aspects. That's kind of about it. And, oh yeah, better abilities overall. I feel like the abilities are way more cinematic. Also, fun fact, this game was made on the Battlefield 3 engine. So if you actually pay attention to like Battlefield and play that game, you can actually see some similarities between this game and Battlefield. But including just like, the visuals in general. But how do I say this? The game, in my opinion, like many people say, is one of the best Need for Speeds. It is definitely one of my favorites overall. But I feel like being honest, to say it's the best, it's kind of not true. It definitely has its flaws, as you probably can see on the video as well. But it definitely has some flaws here and there. One of my biggest problems kind of comes from not really just the game in general, but the end game in itself. Luckily, since I finally got to play this thing 10 years later, I actually was able to kind of get through it peacefully on the racer side of things. I feel bad for anybody that was playing this game in its prime. I know y'all did not stand a chance. And the reason why I said it is because, how do I say this? I actually did got it when it came out directly in 2013, I believe. So either 2013 or 2014. So it's still pretty recently new. And how do I say this? How do I say this? I lost the disc.
I beg your pardon.
And so essentially, like for like 3 years, I just lost the disc. Eventually, I found it. But by then, I was basically already on next gen console. So it made no sense to use the Xbox 360 disc. And so basically, I really just said that. I decided to go ahead and just play the Xbox version. Well, little did I know, the Xbox version does not really work whatsoever. It just does not load whatsoever. And I don't know why, but it was like a hardware problem with the Xbox One that just wouldn't let Need for Speed Rivals load on it. And it was like you had to like legit like do some weird like magic tricks and stuff like that. You basically had to go offline, go back online, go into the game, go offline. It was like a whole loop just to log in and play once. And potentially, as soon as you try to connect in multiplayer, you would just get kicked out. So, yeah. And that's how I've ended up playing it right now in 2023. Of course, I finished the game. But honestly, one thing I got to say about this game is that this game is absolutely biased. I never really paid attention to it. But the cops get it so easy. I can actually pause the game as a cop. If I'm a racer, oh man, it's over for me. And my money. That's another thing. Cops could get destroyed and they'll still get money. Racers get destroyed and they get nothing. That's crazy. But honestly, that's not even really the big problem. The big problem for me has to be the end game. And as I said kind of before, the end game's a little bit faulty. And the racers do not have it easy. Like we gotta go through a whole around the map, like 42-mile race or something like that. I think it's actually no, I'm over what you call it. I think it's like 20-something miles or so. But it's actually a really, really long time. You gotta go all the way around the map. You can't even pause because the game is eternally stuck online. But dude, bro, you don't understand how painful it actually gets. Like, you legitimately don't understand how painful it gets. I had to legit find out a strategy, and I beat it on like my 5th or 6th try with that said strategy, bro. Because you gotta go ahead and basically hit every single like repair shop, because if you don't, you're basically dead. But eventually I won, and right before that win, I lost one time. Legit right before the win, like less than a mile away. Painful indeed. And now I'm like, man, this was difficult, bro. I'm expecting the same for the police. I was just sitting there cruising. I could just sit there chilling, walk up to somebody, just smack them down, pretty simple. I could actually, pause the game, go AFK for a little bit, and not die. And oh man, don't get me started on the final race. It was just a basic interceptor with a person who has a heat level 10. The dude just turned around and went back and forth the entire time until I panhandled him. Or smacked them down, whatever you want to call it. I guess you call it battery because they're cars. But, it's stupid. To be honest, it's just stupid. It makes no sense. You're telling me the racers got to go through all this struggle, but the cops get it easy. At least the racer story made sense. How the racer story ends. Spoiler alert. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you probably already know it's been 10 years. But how do I say this? How the racer ends is that Sephiroth, aka the racer. Fun fact: he actually voices Sasuke and Naruto in the English dub.
I am not you. I'm the life you're too scared to live. I'm the reality show. The catalyst. I want you to fight me. Fight me now.
But basically he crashes and presumably dies. It's not actually shown that he dies. He just presumably dies. And now with Zaid, how it is for him, he basically kind of becomes a cop and a racer to basically like keep Sephiroth's popularity alive and stuff like that, and keep him, a rival in challenge. He said it. The name of the title, a rival. You understand. I feel like that's the only thing that really made it different from Hot Pursuit, besides like the whole entire core of the game. Being honest, they basically follow down the same path. Cops and racers, interceptors, time trials, rapid responses. They're even named the same. Like, it's just kind of just funny in general. But how do I say this? The soundtrack, it's alright. Don't get me wrong, it can definitely be better. But there's a few good songs, about 4. You got both of Bricks and Motar's songs are actually pretty good. Then you got Luton in London, that one's really good, and actually probably one of my favorites, probably like my second favorite, besides like the actual like main Bricks and Motar song itself, which is bangs. But next up would probably be I forgot the name of it, but it's called, I know the name of the song itself, but I forgot who basically makes the song. I know it's called Shine or something like that. Oh yeah, X Ambassadors, yeah, them. That was actually a pretty good song. But that's about it. The rest of them songs were kind of dog water, being honest. And one of the things I will say is that I like the lighting style because of the Battlefield engine. Like the lighting style and the dark midnight racing with a bunch of heavy rains and storming. Probably one of my favorite parts of the Need for Speed. Honestly, on top of the lights, the way they just radiate in the night, how far you could see the lights and stuff like that was pretty cool. But nah, man, sometimes the game was just straight up disrespectful. Like, the cops, they even start out with more durability than the racers. And I just find that crazy. By the end, it gets more even. But to be honest, bro, it's just definitely messed up. Not to mention, like, the multiple bugs sometimes that may happen. It's very goofy. But honestly, if I really were to say how I'd rank Need for Speed Rivals, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Or actually, no, I'm lying. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely one of the better Need for Speeds, in my opinion. Basically, every single Need for Speed between 2010 to 2013, in my opinion, is more or so goated. So what you're about to see in like the next upcoming Need for Speed reviews and stuff is me basically saying that, these next few Need for Speeds is goated. I don't really see any problems with them. And that, bro, sometimes people be overhating on 2012 Most Wanted. But we're not going to get into that. But that's all I got to say. Being honest, it's an 8 out of 10. Solid music. Kind of copying off of Hot Pursuit a little bit. Solid overall game and stuff like that. I think that's it. I would go crazy, but the game is kind of just in the middle for me, but like in the higher middle. It's just like it's there. It's good, but it's there. Though I will say there are some moments out there that were probably like, especially like moments where, how do I say it? You can tell that the game was just really cheating on purpose. Like, I could jump the same as that AI, but my car go flying, and it spins in the air, and then there's a blue shell. You get what I mean. Just one of them wacky random moments. But it wasn't that. Icy Gaming, out. Boom.